three supplier of industrial automations and networking products in India, and serving the different industries like transportations, oil and gas, marine, factory automations, railway. So since as we are serving the different uh, verticals, each and every verticals has their own standard to cater the needs. So as a Dynalog Moxa product portfolio caters the complete needs of each and every verticals. So for example, railway, for onboard applications, the products required to be have a EN 50155 certificates. So we are carry the same certificate to cater the needs of railway. Similarly, for substation automations, we have IC 61850. Our products are certified for the IC 61850 and KIMA. Similarly, for oil and gas, for the hazardous area applications, our products are certified with ATAX Class 1 Division 2. We carry the international IC and ICCX certifications for the Hedgelog applications. Similarly, for transportations, for highway transportations, we are carrying the NIMA TH2 certificate to have a to meet the certain criteria of vibrations and SOx into the highway applications. Similarly, for marine applications, we have our products are certified DNV and GL certificates we have. And as well as since as we mentioned that we are also serving the Indian defense for the different applications of airborne, ground and all. And our products are certified and compliant to MIL 461 as well as JSS Penta 5. So since as initially mentioned that Dynalog is serving the Indian defense for almost 2 decades now in India, and each and every organizations who are into the defense, who are serving the defense applications, have to be follow some certain standards, and that's related to process and all. So that's called AS9100D certifications, which we are carrying to meet the minimum criteria of process for the defense manufacturing. And similarly, we have management certificate of ISO 9001 2008 we are following. So as you mentioned, we are serving defense industries for the different applications where complete solutions go as a Dynalog brand, and also we are doing some customizations for the industrial applications too. So we have our own in-house design, manufacturing, fabrications, cable harnessing, testing, all these services we have our in-house in our head office as well as some branches of Pune and Bangalore. We have R&D center as well as productions house are there. Since we are serving all industries where all applications are the mission criticals, so we understood the downtime is a very key part across the industry application. So all our engineers are certified and trained with the respective OEM and solutions offering which we are delivering to the industries. So we take care immediate assistance in stuff of downtime like RMA and all. So we have local repair centers. We are authorized the repair centers by the one of the other brand Moxa. So they have certified us to be repair the products locally in India to cater the immediate needs basically. To reduce the downtime, so all about the idea is to reduce the downtime. Moxa has certified us to be do the repairing of the products locally in India. So here our presence across the country, our head office is in Mumbai, followed by the branches in Ahmedabad, Pune, New Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore. So we have total 6 branches, and we are since we are serving the pan India, we are also national distributor of Moxa. We are catering the customers across the country, and that's the reason we have a offices in major cities in India. Also in some remote locations we have our own distributor also where we are not present, so we are present with our partners. And all together Dynalog we have total 130 head counts as an employee, And each and every branches have a sales and certified technical staffs available. We can immediate assist to our customers. And since as I mentioned, we have almost 3 decades old company, so we have delivered plenty of communications and computing devices across the industries. We are already deployed more than 20 million plus devices across the. So we have two strategic business unit. One is automation group, from where myself is belonging, and topic also is belongs to this group also, where we are serving to the industries. So we are providing different kind of the product offering for the computing and communications. We are offering industrial computers, that's 4U rack mount, 2U rack mount kind of the computers. Then industrial HMI panel PC, complete range of panel PC from 7-inch to 21-inch. Then we have industrial ruggedized tablet PDA handle, which call, and also we have KVM in our portfolio. Then we are providing industrial Ethernet switches, all kind of the Ethernet infrastructure, L2, L3, and routing level, secure routing, netting routing, all from the Moxa. And media converters we have in our portfolio, serial to Ethernet, serial to fiber, and all kind of the Profibus, Modbus, Profinet, DF1, Ethernet IP, those kind of protocol converter also we are carrying in our portfolio. And we have a data acquisitions modules are available, digital input, analog input, output, and output will be over the wire, wireless, 4G. So those kind of the digital input output and complete small RTU we can say that we are offering in our portfolio. Then we have wide range of serial servers are available with us for 1 port, 2 port, 4 port, 8 port, 16 port to serial to Ethernet, and we have a secure serial device server are also available with us. And we are also, we have a wireless solutions in our portfolio where we are offering access, wireless access points, client 2.4 gigahertz, dual band 5 gigahertz, and the wireless access solutions where. And also we have industry specific wireless client and API available for specific to railway market also. Then we have IoT gateways, then we can say ready to use IoT gateways having inbuilt analog input, digital input, output, and then have a serial ports inbuilt, and push the data to the clouds over the AWS and Microsoft Azure. Then we have an embedded system, that is fanless computing platform we are offering, from CPU based to GPU computing, disk based computing platform available with us. So since we are carrying the different communications and computing portfolio, we are partners with the leading OEM in respective area of solution offering. So Moxa is already a world leader in communications, so serial based communication and Ethernet based communications. Advantage is leader in industrial computer and panel PC. WinMate we are offering that industrial rugged tablets. Then in hand and robustal we have 3G, 4G kind of the routers and gateways are available. Then Neosys we are offering a CPU and GPU based embedded fanless computing. And we have second strategic business unit is defense electronics group, where we are completely making the solution in-house, which already inline to our Prime Minister's vision of Make in and Made in India. So we are completely designing, developing in-house at our head office, where we have manufacturing base available, R&D centers we have in Pune, and also when we have a production unit in our Bangalore office completely. So we are carrying the complete need of ruggedized electronics for the ground, airborne, and vehicle applications for defense, where we are serving to Indian PSUs and DRDO labs. So part of different program. Since as I mentioned, we are the national distributor of Moxa in India from more than 2 decades now. So this is our authorized distributor certificate over here, which every year gets revised. So now it's time to move to today's topic of digital transformations. So I will welcome to Mr. Sandeep Prabhakar, and invites to continue this our today's webinar about digital transformations. So hand over to you, Sandeep.
Thank you, Umesh. Thank you for the quick introduction and introducing Dynalog and the relationship which Dynalog and Moxa have over the last 2 decades. Now, let me switch over to my slides and start off today's presentation. I hope you are all able to see my screen.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. All right. So good evening to all the participants in this particular webinar. And I'll not take too much of time, introducing the company and products, because Umesh has already done a really good job talking about what sort of products we have and what is sort of, what is Moxa all about. I'll give you a quick walkthrough about that. And just to introduce myself, I am Sandeep Prabhakar. I handle the product marketing for Moxa India and Middle East, based out of the India office, which is located in Bangalore. So these are my coordinates, as you can see on the right-hand bottom corner of your screen. After this particular webinar, feel free to contact either Dynalog or Moxa through the details which I've shown here. Right. So I would like to start off by mentioning that as Moxa, what we can do is to help you to connect your OT data so that you can kick off your digital transformation, right? That's the agenda for today. I'll quickly introduce Moxa. We'll talk about OT-IT convergence, I would say hot topic which everybody is talking about right now. And I'll also talk about secure, reliable industrial networking portfolio that we have. Then we'll switch into how this particular reliable industrial networking is applied along with the cybersecurity, standards and the technology that we have for powering up a smart grid transformation. And finally, I'll also introduce new products. We have really exciting portfolio of products coming up. The EDS, the new EDS, MGate, and the NAT. And finally, we'll open it up for Q&A, right? What I would also like to mention is that there is an announcement coming at the end of this particular webinar. So please stay tuned. There's something exciting coming up at the end. All right. Okay. Now, a few questions to ponder, right? Are you struggling to find certified robust solutions for your mission critical operations? Are you concerned about the costly maintenance in unmanned areas? Are you stressed about cybersecurity and cyber attacks against your business? And are you looking for a long-term support for your solutions, right? So if the answer for all these things is yes, then you are here at the right place, because as Moxa, we are a trusted partner for reliable connectivity, networking, and computing solutions that meet your needs for the mission critical applications, which Umesh already spoke about. What are the mission critical applications that we focus on? So now if you look at what we do is we enable connectivity in critical environments. So we take care of the connectivity, be it -40° or plus 75°, either Siberia, Russia, or Saudi Arabia, anywhere, or if you look at somewhere in the Arctic Circle where you have the railway, like Umesh mentioned earlier, or an offshore oil facility in Angola near the equator. So we provide or we enable connectivity for critical environments. And as a company, we are basically headquartered out of our office in Taiwan. That's where our design, engineering, and manufacturing happens. So we are located in about 13 countries with about in all the 4 continents, more than 1,300 employees. And we've already connected more than 70 million devices globally. Now, our go-to-market is to channel partners, and Dynalog being one of our trusted channel partner for a very long time. That's how Moxa operates globally. And we have a huge worldwide distribution network, about more than 120 odd distributors. Now, we are a 30-year-old company, and this is a very, very new state-of-the-art headquarters and the production facility that we have built in 2019, just before the COVID hit. So it's a 50,000 square meter area with energy efficient design. The latest IIoT techniques have been implemented here. And you're all most welcome to visit our factory. And if you have the opportunity, and we'll ensure that we'll give you a walkthrough of the new state-of-the-art technologies that have been implemented here. And so what exactly does Moxa do, right? So we offer a full spectrum of infrastructure solutions that I was talking about earlier, be it for the IIoT. And if you have the legacy systems at the field level, like sensors, actuators, and processors, then there are a lot of industrial applications at the cloud level. Now, what we provide is the connectivity solutions from edge to cloud for the critical applications. We have our serial to Ethernet converters. We have our IO to Ethernet converters. We have plenty of protocol converters for the industry. And once the data is available on the Ethernet, we have the industrial network infrastructure backbone. That comprises of your industrial grade Ethernet switches, routers, access points. And once the data is available on the Ethernet backbone, you will need a computing portfolio so that you will be able to gather the data on a particular platform, be it x86 or an ARM-based platform, and do a little bit of computing and send the data out onto a cloud-based application. So we are right in the sandwich level where we neither have the edge devices nor have the IoT applications. We provide the connectivity between these two. Now, these are the industry-specific solutions that we cater to, and apart from probably I would say marine, we cater to pretty much every industry here in India, because marine it's pretty much it's very less in terms of the number of applications. And as Umesh was mentioning earlier, we have the industry-specific products and certifications for every single industry that we're talking about here, and hence the portfolio of the products is also available, right? So that's pretty much our commitment to provide the connectivity, unique connectivity, and to ensure that the challenges in these mission critical applications are satisfied. Now, if you look at what the industry is going through, right? The digital transformation of this particular industry is driving the success for enterprises in today's market. So therefore, many enterprises are investing heavily in IoT and Industry 4.0 to transform their business operations. Now, during one of the reports which came out, did you actually know that there are about 90% of enterprises that are still stuck in early stages of industrial digital transformation? If you ask the question as to why that's happening, that's because a lot of them lack the OT data, which need to be connected, so that if you don't have the data, you will not be able to do further processing later. So lack of that is going to derail you at the first step itself, right? So in order to obtain a successful business intelligence, we need to collect large amounts of data, and the operational data, so-called OT data, from the equipment, controllers, or even the industrial monitoring system. So therefore, without the OT data, you cannot really do any you cannot really start any digital transformation. So if you ask, but why is it so difficult to have OT data, and you feel that it's kind of readily available at your fingertips, right? But actually, that's not true. Even at the very first step, to obtain the OT data, you need to have certain equipment, and you need to have certain business intelligence. You need to collect or connect the equipment, so in order to ensure that the OT data could be collected, right? So that's one of the reasons, and most of them are still stuck in their infancy stage if you look at the gathering of the OT data. Now, are you ready to collect the OT data, right? So if the answer is yes, then connecting the OT data, you will face a lot of challenges. And some of the most common challenges that you face are typically lack of data. Data silos are there, insufficient of OT data. Then you will have unusable OT data, a lack of context. You will probably have data, but you don't know where it's coming from. And the next thing is basically huge volumes of data, which might be incomplete. There might be things which you will not be able to make use of at a later stage. And the last but not the least, the network openness. How open is your network? How secure is your network? All these things, right? So these are some of the most common challenges that everybody faces. And when you are accelerating your IT/OT convergence, right? There's always a bit of they call it an industrial digital transformation. There is a thin or a line between the IT and OT, and every day these are being blurred as we kind of talk about now. So therefore, what we are doing is we are bringing the technologies and the teams together to accelerate the IT/OT convergence. And at Moxa, convergence is our philosophy. So we embrace convergence of IT and OT, the edge to the cloud, and the software and the hardware. So we're extremely serious about connecting the different technologies to propel these industries further. And we are preparing for this with what we call it as future-ready networking solutions. So when I say future-ready, the three things that we look forward to in this future-ready network are visibility, security, and reliability. So these are the three key aspects for the future-ready network rather the digital transformation. Now, we are also investing in a lot of these technologies, be it edge computing, time-sensitive networking, smart edge connectivity, wireless. We are talking about 5G in industrial applications, Wi-Fi 5 and 6, a lot of IoT applications and technologies in these. And at the end, what you can also see is that we are heavily investing our R&D and our resources into next generation secure industrial networking. Now we'll talk about a few more, on this particular topic as we move along. Now, what's the key to operational resilience is basically OT cybersecurity, right? So securing your OT network and increasing the network durability is the key to enhance the operational resilience. And so basically, going further, we'll explain what are the reasons behind the lag and how this gap can be manifested, whatever this gap is there across different industries, how this can be blurred. And we'll also outline the complete structure of about the OT cybersecurity, what are the standards which are there, and what sort of cyber attacks are happening, and how you can enhance the operational resilience. So if you have been looking at these targeted, in the last, say, 10 years, there have been both targeted and non-targeted cyber attacks. So initially, it started off with, you can say, non-targeted cyber attacks, wherein there was probably a worm or maybe a virus which was just let out into the network. And as you go along, right? So the targeted attacks started to hit the smart factories only recently in the last maybe couple of years, right? And there have been critical infrastructures like maybe a nuclear power plant or hydroelectric power generation power plant, and all these things have been majorly hit. Recently, we've heard from that there were a few cyber attacks in India as well, but they were kind of avoided because there were certain technologies and certain, you can say, measures which were taken, and the government is also heavily putting across certain guidelines for everybody to follow. I'll talk about that also as we move along. Now, we've been talking about IIoT, right? So IIoT brings new opportunities, of course, but there are a lot of challenges as well, right? New opportunities and challenges. Now, if you look at the left-hand side and the right-hand side, right, what you can see clearly is that the IT and OT are two different worlds altogether. The OT guys say that the IT guys just don't understand what really the factory floor is and how critical and important it is for them to understand the data. That's the OT data. Now, on the other side, the IT guys say all the devices that you guys are using in the OT side, it's all legacy proprietary systems and extremely difficult to connect to. Now, on the OT side, again, these guys say that if there is a small mistake done by the IT, it will cost us downtime, and it's going to cost us millions of rupees or dollars. Now, these guys say that, you guys leave us or the entire IT network and the OT network vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks, right? So there's always a sort of tussle going on between IT and OT, and that's one of the main reasons is the IT does not want to understand or does not understand the OT, and the OT does not understand IT. Now these are changing as we go along. So if you look at it, there are different perspectives in cybersecurity between IT and OT. Now the priority for IT is confidentiality, data integrity. The protection targets are Windows computers, servers, and the environmental condition is air condition. Now, if you look at the OT side, it's about the priority is about availability. How do we control the process? And we just cannot tolerate any downtime. What are the devices which are there? Legacy devices, PLCs, HMIs, and the atmosphere or the environment which the devices are working on is extremely harsh, right? High temperatures, vibration, shocks that Umesh was mentioning about. So you need to have devices which are having proper certification and so that they can withstand these harsh environments. Now there's also this thing going on where the IT needs to collect the data from the OT, and they will analyze that and build intelligent applications. And OT can utilize these usable IT intelligence to optimize the operation, right? So it's more like a closed loop or a give and take, wherein the IT and OT have to work hand in glove so that they are able to get the best out of this. Now, it's pretty simple to mention this, that both of them have to work together. There was a recent survey which was done in the last maybe couple of years, and what they were asked, what's major concern for you, right, for a business operation. So as per Kaspersky, 77% of these companies which were surveyed considered cybersecurity as a major priority, right? But then if you look at it, more than 68% of them have already experienced financial damages, right? So what's happening is slowly this is kind of hitting the or getting the attention of the management, and they have decided to invest in the IT and OT integration and the OT cybersecurity per se. If you say OT cybersecurity, everybody has a different methodology or means and ways of achieving this. Well, so what happened is there were a few OT companies who came along together, and they said, why don't we kind of create a standard for this particular OT cybersecurity. Now, if you look at the industry, there are different standards. The industrial automation has a standard, the IT security system has a standard, marine automation has a standard, power has its own standard. Now, the general industrial automation has sort of we say zeroed down or narrowed down to the IEC 62443, which is recommended for the industrial control systems. Now, most of them have started to implement this in a very, very small way. And of course, it's not possible only by the end user to implement, or it's not only possible by the SI to implement the 62443 standard. Now, companies like us, what we do is we develop the products, right? So if you look at the 62443, which is the design cybersecurity robustness and resilience into the industrial automation control systems, there are three parts. One is the component supplier, which applies to companies like Moxa. Then there are system integrators who provide a complete system integrated solution to the customer. And finally, you have the customer themselves, the asset owner themselves, who are in the operation per se. Now, the one which is applying to a company like us is the 62443-4 standard. And so what we have done is, over a period of, I would say, close to 3 to 5 years, we have been working extremely closely with ISA and with the IEC bodies. And because cybersecurity cannot be achieved overnight, right? Just because Moxa has a product, or just because you have a theory that we have to have cybersecurity implemented, you will not be able to do that. It's a process where, and it starts off with right at the field level. Now, even before that, if you look at the 62443-4, which is the cybersecurity standard for companies like us, there is something called a 62443-4-1, which basically talks about the methodology or the process and as a company, if we don't follow this 4-1 process, we will not be able to achieve the 4-2 in our product portfolio. So as a company, we have been awarded the 62443-4-1 certificate in May of 2020. It's available, in public domain. If you go to the IEC website, you will be able to, have a look at this. So, and this certificate confirms that Moxa has implemented something called as a secure by design methodology from the first day of the product development process. Right. So it also demonstrates that we have the capability to identify and respond to vulnerabilities and work with customers to mitigate the risk. And with this 62440-4-1, we are now ready to have our product certified with 62440-4-2. And I would be proud to say that we are one of the first OT companies to have this particular certificate across the globe. Now, there are key components and the key defense methods in achieving 62443 for the OT cybersecurity. I'll not go through all these things. The most two important things here are the network access control and the secure infrastructure, right? That's where Moxa can play a role and provide the robust solutions for you. And this is divided into three parts. The first one is, we as a vendor are certified for 62440-4-1, and we are also having the products which are certified for 62440-4-2 with the device function and the design, while our network security design is based on the 62443-3, and Moxa provides the complete wide product offering over here. So what we can also look at it here is that the wide variety of products that we have include the general Ethernet switches, the EDS G500E series and the 500E series, which are based on the cybersecurity guidelines. Then we have the EDS 4000 and G4000 series, which I'm going to talk about in the next few slides. We have our device servers, the endports. Moxa is definitely very, very well known in the industry for serial to Ethernet and protocol converters. We also have our rack mount switches and the wireless APN clients, which are based on the 62443 guidelines, right? So what we can do is that there are challenges in the market, right? So what are the challenges for IT/OT convergence? It's the growing cyber security threat. Then you have unplanned downtime. Then you have increased system complexity. So what we can do is Moxa can help you to unite the networking and cybersecurity together. We can build reliable end-to-end connectivity, and we can enhance the visibility with simple management. Right? We have tools and we have the hardware and the software both in order to ensure that we can help you with these three things that I'm talking in this particular slide. Now, what's the solution that we have? Is that at every part, that is, whether it's host protection, whether it is network access, secure infrastructure, or at the management level, right? Security management level, Moxa can provide a solution. Now, let's go a little deeper into this and look at what is the solution which is available from Moxa. Talk about the industrial network security solution that we have, and we will ensure that it kind of transforms the industrial network infrastructure with the IT/OT integrated network security, right? So if you look at it here, this is the reference architecture which I have provided. At the edge level, we have the secure edge connectivity, which I talked about earlier, using our serial to Ethernet converters, the protocol converters. Then we have at the network level, we have our industrial grade Ethernet switches. And at the network management level, we have our MXView, which is a network management software. And we have the MRC, which is the Moxa Remote Connect suite, which is available. Again, it's an end-to-end encrypted security, encrypted solution. So I'll probably talk about that also in the next few slides. So this is the whole product and the gamut of products that we have. I'll not focus too much on these because the information on this is already available on the internet, and you can always reach out to Dynalog and else so that we can share more information. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the secure network infrastructure, the foundation is building a secure network, right? And the products that we offer have the security features, the network management, and the network segmentation, along with the access control, secure remote access, and the whole series of products that I talked about. So if you look at the industrial cybersecurity solution, this is sort of a reference architecture where we provide at the cell level, we have the intrusion prevention system devices. At the zone level, we have the IPS, and at the site protection level, we have the security dashboard console. So these are the three products, and each of them protect a different part of the network, but together they create a multi-level defense for your network, right? So it's more of a bottom to top approach from cell to the site. So Moxa has got your back. So you can bank on us, and this is the complete cybersecurity solution portfolio that we have. Let me talk a little bit more on these three products that are available from Moxa. Now, the first one is the Ether Catch. That's the IEC G102 product that we have. And this is a industrial next generation IPS device. It's used to protect your mission critical assets. It's called the DNA of IT/OT integration. And you will be able to easily and centrally manage these devices from a, rather with a tool called a SDC, and it's got web console, so you'll be able to either log into the device, or you will be able to use SDC to monitor these devices, and the pattern upgrades can be done either manually or automatically on the fly. Now, most importantly, this is a industrial grade design. This particular product has industrial grade design with LAN bypass features, with -40 to 75-degree wide operating temperature, and it's got a lot of certifications, which I talked right in the beginning, right, for either factory or wayside transportation, oil and gas, all these applications. Now, the next product that we have is the industrial grade, again, industrial grade device. So this is our next generation firewall. That's what we call it as IEFG 9010. It's a 10-port device. It's got NAT and the switch, which is integrated. Again, it's very, very similar to the previous one. It's got the IT/OT DNA integration, easy management using the SDC, that's the security dashboard console. And again, this is with the industrial grade design as well, right? So if you can see on the left-hand side, there are a lot of these features. Again, we will share this presentation over to you and the data sheet so that you can have a look at it. So you will be able to do enhanced network visibility. You will be able to get better whitelisting control, virtual patching is possible, deep packet inspection for a few of the protocols is also supported. So it's really truly a next generation firewall. Now, to monitor and manage all these things, we have something called as a security dashboard console, and it's a centralized management tool to ensure that you get a comprehensive overview of the cybersecurity protection in your network. And so as you can see here on the left-hand side, that's the homepage of the SDC. Then you have on the right-hand side the SDC, that's the centralized security management tool, so that they'll be able to easily monitor and manage that, right? This is how it looks like, and I'll probably talk a little bit more on how we achieve this integrated network security, using the complete edge to cloud connectivity and the products that we have. I'll summarize in this particular slide. So what we do is, as Moxa, we understand that the client's challenges, and we have developed the products to help secure the network and businesses from bottom to top. As I talked about earlier, it's a holistic cybersecurity approach. We have a wide variety of products, from device security to network access to secure infrastructure to security management, right? So as you can see here, we as Moxa provide this cybersecurity portfolio of products, and most importantly, we have something called as a cybersecurity response team, and we work with the government agencies like CERT. We work with India CERT as well. We work with customers. We work with security researchers, and ensure that if there is a vulnerability which is detected, we provide a quick response to the market, and we generally acknowledge that yes, there is a vulnerability if it is there, and we provide the patching for that vulnerability as well, right? So if you look at the complete solution from Moxa, this is what it is. So we provide the secure utility networking solution, we provide the secure factory networking solution, and for the power as well. Now, sort of a perfect defending industrial applications in depth sort of approach. Now I'll talk about what are the products that go into this secure networking solution. Now we're really excited to launch our series of products. That is the what we call it as a networking, which is evolved, and it has strengthened the resilience of the network itself. Now we have launched the world's first networking device certified by IEC 62443, and using the secured by design methodology 62443-4-1. Then we have the certification for this particular product as well. And it's not only one particular product. These are a wide range of products. We have up to 68 products in this particular series, which are certified for secure operations. We have the secure network connectivity, then easy maintenance, high performance. I'll talk about the next couple of slides as well. When I say high performance, what we do is we have developed our own operating system called MX-NOS, and that is the one which is like the engine which is driving the whole the switch. And we do have a secure boot option, which is extremely important to achieve the 62443 certification. So along with the standard switch, we also have the high performance switch, which is the 802.3 BT. This particular switch has option for 802.3 BT, that's 90 watt PoE. Then it's compatible with most of the devices which are available in the market. It's backward compatible as well. It's got smart PoE and delivers the power safely too. It's got 2.5 gigabit uplink as well. So you'll have a little bit of flexibility in terms of the network topology. Now, just one particular product at a glance, wherein this particular device, the advantage is you will be able to sort of, with one particular power supply that we have here, you can change the orientation of the power supply depending upon how you're installing this in your cabinets, either a front facing or a top. The power supply can be either like this, the front, or it can be turned around and then used at the top as well, right? So apart from that, it's got gigabit Ethernet ports, it's got 2.5G, it's got console ports, USB Type A storage, a micro SD card to for a system backup and restoration as well, and LED ports, so that don't really go hunting for what is the status of the particular port. So this is the complete portfolio of the products. Not get into all these, but the bottom line is we have a wide variety of portfolio of our products in this particular one. It can also be used with our MXU, which is the maintenance and the management software. And feel free to contact us so that we can work with you and ensure that your device or your your network is secure enough, right? So there are a few more challenges that whatever we have seen. Some of the top OT challenges are the operational efficiency, right? So typically what happens is the IT does not give you too many IPs. It's very difficult to get a lot of IP addresses. So the same IP architecture seems to be aggregated or duplicated in the same network. There'll be multiple devices with the same IP. Then as I talked about, the insufficient public IP addresses. Then there's a network security exposure to private IP to a potential cybersecurity risk. So that's one of the reasons why we developed this particular device. It's called NAT102, which is a network address translation device. It just fits perfectly into our product family, and it's cost-effective plug-and-play device with an easy maintenance. It's a NAT device, but it has got industrial grade design. So if you look at it here in terms of how it is, it has got two ports. It's an ultra compact, extremely compact, so that you can place it inside a small cabinet as well. And of course, it's industrial grade design with a lot of these certifications. Now, earlier I talked about our cybersecurity for power as well, right? What solution we have for the power substations. Now, what we do is we power up the smart grid transformation as well. We've been working with SIGRE. We are a member of SIGRE for for quite a while now, and we have basically been pioneering the advanced smart grid solutions across the globe. We contribute to forums like SIGRE, IEC, Working Group, UCA, IUG, and the PAC World on technologies like PRP, HSR, and MMS solutions. We've been creating a huge success with our global partners and customers. We have a lot of references here in India as well. So if we talk about IT/OT integration in power, right? So the most important thing you need to really look at it is if you look at the substation, it has the 61850 communication, right? So how does the 61850 communication come into picture, right? Now the solution for that available from Moxa is right at the switch level. We have the PT series of switches and the MDS series of switches at the communication level layer. At the protocol gateway level layer, we have our MGates and endports. And at the SCADA computer, we have a whole range of our DA computers, which have been installed in a few of the utilities here in India as well. So today I want to talk about one of the portfolio of products that we have. That's called the 61850-3 Ethernet switch product portfolio. And that's our PT series. So we have a complete range of power trans portfolio 61850-3 based switches, starting from 8 ports going up to 28 ports, full gigabit ports. So why I'm choosing this particular device is that it is one of our most advanced products. It is 61850-3 compliant. It has got layer 2 and layer 3 options. It's completely modular with dual power supply. It's got dying gas just in case there's a loss of power supply. Automatically the switch records as to what time it happened. And most importantly, the security feature that's available here is something called as boost check, which is what happens is the switch is going to check for the application ID of the boost and the source MAC address, and it will check if the boost is from the valid source or not. If it's not from the valid source, it kind of blocks it out and it drops it. So that's what it happens. Now, if you look at what is happening here in India as well, the CEA has provided a guideline in 2021, and one of the article describes that the devices, that's the networking component and the devices should be conforming to 62443-4 guidelines. And if you look at it, the design and manufacture of the component system should also be conforming to those particular standards. And it should be submitted by the OEM, right? So that's one of the reasons why Moxa is heavily focusing on this, and we've been developing a new product. So one of the new products that we have launched last year, starting of this year, is our high security, high performance router, right? If you look at this particular industry, so what it basically needs is that the vendors have to, again, comply with 62443 guidelines. They need to have a lot of industrial protocols which have to be compatible with. So this is the EDR G9010. It is going to be certified with 62443-4-2 in the next quarter or so. So again, it's an extremely robust product, industry leading product with industrial grade design, and it is having a very high throughput. It's got advanced deep packet inspection possible for the OT specific protocols. And feel free to reach out to us so that we could work with you to ensure that your network is secure when you're using a router. Now, one of the other things that customers are doing is to retrofitting the substations, the current existing substations with some of the gateways. Again, the keyword here is secure IEC 61850 gateways. Now, if you look at the bay level and the station level, you will need the equipment which works with the current IEC 61850 standards, and it has to be secure as well. So there are these challenges which are there, and when there is some substation owners decide to upgrade their substation, they encounter critical challenges, right? So that's where a new power SCADA implementation is required. The 61850 protocol should be compatible with that, and the power SCADA has to monitor these legacy meters, RTUs, relays, and all those things. Now, those field devices are running protocols like Modbus, DNP3, IEC 101 to 104, which is difficult to integrate, the field devices to SCADA. Now, for that, you don't have to worry. Moxa has a solution, which is the latest one, which is the MGate 5119 series of gateways. A quick overview of our product highlights, and we have something called as a SCL generator, which is built in, extremely easy to configure. It's got secure communication based on the standards that I talked about earlier, and it's got inbuilt diagnostic tools for monitoring the traffic to narrow down the issues extremely quickly. Right. So there are products which are specific to these particular substation applications. And so at the end, what I want to talk about is, as Moxa, we have the secure, reliable, industrial networking solution, whether it is industrial network infrastructure, network security, or the network management. We have the complete solution. And be it any vertical application, like be it railways, factory automation, power, or oil and gas, please feel free to reach out to us so that we can work together. And finally, I would like to close my presentation with a quick 20-second video. Please have a look at this as well. So let Moxa help you to connect your OT data and start your digital journey today. That comes to the end of the presentation. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening in. And we are open for any questions right now. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat box. If you've already done, we'll have a look at that. And we have our team here from Moxa. We have Mr. Abhay, who is our technical consultant, and he'll also be able to provide his inputs. And we have the Dynalog team as well. So Umesh and his team is also available. Feel free to put in your questions in the chat box, and we'll be happy to answer. Right. And what I would also like to tell is that at the end of this webinar, you will receive a feedback form. Please fill in the feedback form so that you can get a copy of this particular presentation, number one. And I was talking about the announcement earlier, right? So we are going to choose 3 lucky winners who will get a Moxa wireless charger, right? So ensure that you fill in the form so that you qualify to get the wireless charger from Moxa. Thank you very much for listening to us. We are open for questions now. Yeah, so Umesh, are there any questions in the chat box that we need to address?
No, still we don't have any questions. So we are open for now questions. Q&A sessions we have now. Can do.
Umesh, there's a question in the Q&A box. You can take that question.
Yeah, so we have one questions that do this device have inbuilt TSN?
Okay, so let me answer that question. Moxa has a portfolio of products which are TSN based, and you can go to our website and search for TSN. You will be able to get a switch portfolio called TSN 4008 series, and you will be able to get more information based on that. I can probably type in the product name, TSN 4008 series. So yeah, thanks Nathan. So that particular product has TSN inbuilt. And if you are working on any TSN applications, we need to work together, because it's just not a product like a plug and play. We need to work very close together. We work with the likes of Mitsubishi and Melco, and we have jointly developed rather their product is developed by Moxa. The whole complete technology at the back end is developed by Moxa. So we can work with you together. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandeep. Thanks. So we have any other questions from audience? So we have questions. How you ensure data security? We have one question, Sandeep. How we ensure the security, data security? Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Mishra, Mr. Sanjay Mishra, could you please elaborate a little bit more on that so that we will be able to answer that question, sir?
Umesh, can you check the Q&A box?
Yeah. So Mr. Mishra is mentioning communications of data outside network. How is it secure? Okay. Sir, as you had a look at it earlier, right? So what Moxa does is we have the series of product portfolio which is converting your serial to Ethernet. We have the devices which are 62440-4-2. Those devices are working on those guidelines, and the data once it's in the network is where Moxa can help you, right? And once it's a part of the network, there are networking devices like switches and our wireless access points, as well as our what you can say, the remote connect devices, which ensure that the data is secure. So if it's outside the network, of course, the data is not secure, and the security part of that particular data is left to the end user to basically look into. And once it's a part of the network, that's where Moxa's role comes into picture.
Yeah, thanks, Sandeep. So we have one more questions. How to push data in cloud like AWS or Azure from Moxa IoT device?
Okay. Maybe Abhay can add in later. So as Moxa, we do have a series of devices which are Azure and AWS certified. Certified. Yeah. So Nitin Bharadwaj, what we'll do is we'll reach out to you separately if you can share your coordinates. I'm sure we'll be able to get it using the registration link, and we will reach out to you because we do have certain devices called AIG, which is Azure IoT gateway. So it is made specifically to work with Microsoft Azure. And similarly, we have for AWS as well. The answer to your question is yes, we do have that, and we can reach out to you and share the details as well.
Yes.
So there's another question which probably let's go back a little and then have a look at the question, Umesh.
We had one more question from Mr. Arjun Vaise. Is there any product on MQTT? So Abhay has already answered yes, we have products which supports the MQTT protocols, as Things Pro Edge and MGate series devices are supporting the MQTT. We have.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, just to add to the point regarding the Azure certified device and all the other devices, so we do have our Things Pro Edge software, which does support direct integrity with AWS as well as Azure. And also we have Azure specific devices which supports Azure IoT Hub, and AWS Greengrass systems, which can easily enable our computing and embedded platform to collect the data and easily provide it onto the AWS and Azure cloud. So we do have multiple options based on your requirement. We can provide you the required option.
Right. Thanks, Abhay.
Thanks, Abhay. So we have one more question from Mr. Sekhar about yes, does your any product comply IEC 62443 and IEC 62352 standard?
Can you repeat the question, Umesh?
Yeah, so the question is that does any products comply to IEC 62443 and IEC 62352 standard?
Okay, so 62443 definitely yes,
Yes.
that I talked about earlier. So Moxa as a company, we have both the certification of 62443-4-1 and the device that I showed, the EDS G4000 series, that is 62443-4-2 certified. That's the world's first, I can say, switch which is certified for 62443-4-2. The other one, the other certificate, I'm not really sure. So even if it's, because 62443-4 is the certification or the standard which is required in the industrial automation control system, and that's one of the reasons why we have developed that.
So I think we have one more questions from Mr. Sanjay Misra. Does your device support SPE? Mr. Sanjay, can you share more information about SPE? Single pair Ethernet. Oh, okay. So Sandeep, Mr. Sanjay Misra question: does your device, any of the device, have a single pair Ethernet? I think Abhay, can you please answer on this?
So so it is a single pair, means only two pair, like one TX and one RX. Okay, so yeah, we do have this kind of systems for our railway design products. We do have this kind of a system for our IO pack where the cabling is at a premium, but on our generic switches, like for oil and gas or for power station, where the requirement of space is not that congested or that premium, we do not support single pair Ethernet. But for our railway application, we do provide that.
Yeah, okay. One more questions we have from Mr. Nitin is it support Profinet protocol to push the data from Siemens PLC or required any protocol converter?
So
yeah.
So I'll answer. So Profinet is based on Ethernet protocol. So all the switches and all of our systems runs on Ethernet protocol. So it really does not matter what kind of a protocol is being transmitted to the switch. It can transmit Profinet, Modbus, Ethernet IP. Any other protocol can travel to the switch and then can get updated onto your PLC or onto your SCADA system. So the switch doesn't actually read Profinet. While our switches can be managed through Profinet through your SCADA, you can access the Profinet addresses in our switch to manage and check the status of the switch. The passing of data through the switch is completely transparent. It will just check the Ethernet frame and then transmit it onto the SCADA system or the PLC system. Yeah. The application level is not a concern for the switch or the networking.
Okay. Yeah. One more questions we have from Mr. Sekhar. I think is similar to previous one. That do you have any certificate for IEC 62443 and IEC 62351? So yes, we as Sandeep has mentions earlier, our products are certified IEC 62443. There's 4-1 and 4-2 certified products we have. Yeah.
Right. And just to add to what Umesh mentioned, we are in the process of working on the 351 as well. I understand that you are from the substation automation background, and this is a certification required for the it's an equivalent certification for substation automation control systems for cybersecurity. Yes, we are working on that. So you will get to hear more from Moxa maybe by end of this year on that.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandeep. So one more questions we have from Mr. Mukul Singh. What are the products for baseline and detecting anomaly and intrusion in SCADA networks? I think as Sandeep has explained his presentations, we have next generation intrusion prevention system as well as next gen firewall, Ethercat ISIS G102 and G9010 somewhere. So I think similar to that. So Sandeep, can you answer more on this?
Yes, I can also add in. We do have our IPS and IDS devices, and along with that, we have our EDR G9010 as well, which can be, again, see, this is it's not more like a product, but it's more like a solution where you will need to have 2-3 devices working together and forming a sort of a system rather than a specific product which can address your needs. Abhay, you can add if you have anything else to add.
So you have to break down. So SCADA is a combination of multiple protocols. So you have to break it down to the basic system. So you can use the IPS IDS functionality on our IEC 102 G102 to protect it against any exploits that can harness the vulnerabilities of your Windows or Linux OS, which is running the system. And at the same time, you can use the deep packet inspection, which is available in our firewall as well as in our IC devices, to granularly control what kind of a command can be given by the SCADA to the end device, or what kind of command can be accepted by the end device. So if some kind of a critical task is there, you can direct the system that only this IP can send that critical command to that IP, and no other IP should accept it. So our firewall will block that data and only will allow the authenticated packet to reach to the end device and complete the task. So you can, so this is like two-part protection that you have to do. You have to use one IPS or IDS to stop any exploits that is being attacked, particularly onto your SCADA or your end devices. And you need to also control using deep packet inspection what kind of commands and protocols can be used in a network, and how can they be allowed to access your end device, and to what degree can they allow, to what degree that system or the commands can be given to your end device. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Abhay. Thanks.
Yeah. So in addition to what Abhay mentioned, Mr. Preetham from Dynalog has already pasted the link, Mr. Mukul Singh. So you can go to those particular links, as well as we'll also provide you the details of our IPS and IDS to have a look.
Yeah. So we have one more connected questions from Mr. Nitin Bharwaj about the Profinet and Profibus. Can we use OPC UA and directly communicate with SCADA system? Abhay, can you please add on this?
So if you're talking about our network devices, then of course, yes, once you have the OPC UA client or the server system enabled, then the OPC UA can transparently travel through our network switches and then can be transmitted to the SCADA system. If you're talking about converting some data to SCADA, OPC UA, currently we do not have a converter for that. But if you're talking about converting some IO data to OPC UA, we do have our iLogic device with the MX AOPC solution, which can integrate and provide any IO data into OPC UA, which can then be used by your SCADA system with our switched network to collect that data from your end devices and then get it collected onto your SCADA system using OPC.
Yeah, thanks, Abhay. So we have one more questions. That are you working on MOP GOE requirements? So Ministry of Power government requirement in India. So I think yes, we already are working on some certain power projects in India, as we have power certified IC 6150 KIMA certified product, as well as we have IC 6150 certified computing also substations, automations, computing requirement as we are carry. We are already working on that. And as we mentioned that our products are already certified and comply to IEC 62443 standard. So we are following that guideline too. Yeah.
Right, right. So yeah, to add to Umesh, I think Preetham has now provided the link also for our industrial grade computer. It's the DA682C, Mr. Shekhar. This is our equivalent of the ECU 4784. We have DA682C and DA820C, which are already being installed in the state utilities, especially when they are going for a 61850-3 certified substation or a digital substation, as I mentioned. So yes, please, feel free to contact us, and we will also share more details. We will probably connect with you one-on-one later, and then provide you more details on our computers, which is certified for 61850-3. Yeah.
Thanks, Mr.
Thank you,
Nitin.
Nitin.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mr. Nitin,
Thank you.
for your time. Thanks. Yeah, so I think we have good sessions. Can we have some more questions, or we should going to close this session? Do we have more questions from audience? Or also we are sharing that in for feedback form. You have our contact details and all. So after this session also, if any questions or any solutions requirement, you can be reach out to us. So we can provide the relevant details of your requirements. So yes, I think we should. Questions are already over, so we can go for the. So thank you very much to all of you for providing your valuable time for today's this webinar, and is a extremely a very nice engagement with all of you with sharing of your questions and all. And definitely please share your feedback, so we can share this our presentation as well as whatever requirements you have. And as mentioned in chat box that we have certain some gifts are available, so we will have some lucky draw from that feedback from, and we'll reach out to you. So thank you. So thank you, Sandeep, and for
Thank you so much, Sandeep, and thank you, Umesh.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.